from a pop star who we have wanted on the show for 10 whole weeks now. And finally, on Sunday, myself, Ian and Fiona packed a little bag, 2 Coronas, a little bit of cake, a little microphone and a camera, and headed up backstage at a fancy TV show to interview Rihanna. It was a very good day. A bit of waiting around. Not like hours, it was like half an hour or something like that. And then eventually, she arrived. She said that Ian shone bright like a diamond. She gave Fiona a hug. She offered me a mini cheddar. It's a great day for everyone involved. This is what happened when we spoke to Rihanna. Hi, Rihanna.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. A little, sick right now.
Oh,
but
no.
I'm not affected by it at
Okay.
all. I'm great. I'm in a great mood.
What are your symptoms? What have you got?
I don't know. I just think I keeping the windows open too much now and starting to get a bit of a cold. It's
Also, you've been slightly
the
busy.
weather is awful.
Yeah.
On top of not having rest.
Yeah, and planes not really great for making you feel good, are they? No, not at all. So we are now in a dressing room backstage at X Factor. You just performed out there. How was that?
It was great.
It was pretty good.
It was fun. It was definitely a type of performance I've never done before with real water. And it was great, though. I mean, it was cold.
Yeah. Can you rehearse that? Because I was thinking when you were doing that, I was like, if this goes wrong, it's going to be so annoying to start again, get dried, mop that stage. I guess you just got to do it.
I did a sound check, and then I watched someone standing during the thing so I could see the effects and everything, and I knew what I was getting into, and then I just had to go for it.
Yeah.
And you had to just
gotta do it.
Yeah.
Is it scary doing things like that? Because I was watching you before you were going on, and the audience were just getting quiet and they're setting up the cameras, and I was like, this is terrifying. Do you ever get nervous before you perform?
Always.
Do you?
Always get nervous.
Yeah.
Every time. I mean, any audience really, but the smaller the audience, the scarier. But when you have to think about everybody at home watching on TV, if you even start thinking about that, it's super overwhelming.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get nervous.
Well, there's 7 million people listen to this show.
That is crazy.
So I get more scared. It's no big deal. I get scared though if I know my mum's listening or something. That
really?
Freaks me out. Yeah. Or someone that I think's really funny. If they're listening, I'm like, oh god, they're judging me.
Oh right.
That's when it freaks me out. That's what I don't like.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so we should talk about Diamonds. You sang that. I love that record.
Thank you.
I sing it to Ian every day in the office.
That is super sweet.
Yeah, I think he shines bright like a diamond.
Ian, you certainly do shine bright.
You do, Ian. But a wonderful record from the album, and then to promote the album, you did the 777 tour, which seemed insane. 7 countries, 7 days. Well, you were there. How was that? Because that seems exhausting.
It was fun. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
It was definitely different having to do your job, but also have 200 guests come along with you, and they all want you to host the party every time they get on the plane drunk after the show, and you really only have that time to sleep until you get to the next country. And sometimes it was a 2-hour ride. Most of the plane rides were 2 hours, 4 hours to the next country, and that was all the sleep we would literally get. So I used my time wisely because I knew I had 7 countries and 7 shows, and I had to save my voice, so I didn't go crazy. I didn't party too hard. I did have fun though, and I try to get everybody involved, but sometimes you just wish you could give more.
Yeah. Do you ever? Every time I see you, I always see you on the stage or at a party or something. I always think she looks always good. Are you ever just I'm so tired, I just need to lie down for a minute?
Yes. In the last couple of days, that's all I did, really, and it's good to have some time to sleep.
Yeah.
You need it as much as I like to push through it and go and go and go. I am realizing that's not. It doesn't work out in the long run, because then you get sick and you're out for a week and it's unplanned, so your whole schedule is just shot. So if you pace it the right way, it kind of helps to avoid those things.
Yeah. Do you like touring? Is that the best thing to do?
I love to tour.
Yeah.
I do. I love performing, and I love being there with the fans one-on-one. Is one thing to have them listen to your music, but you don't have the same connection as when they're listening to it from the artists themselves, and you see them and see how they react to it.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place to go, do you think?
I have a few. New York, London, and Dublin happen to be some of my favorite places to perform.
Yeah.
Like, just great energy. I love.
I've never been to Dublin.
Really?
Never ever been.
It's crazy.
It's literally around the corner as well. We should probably go. We should probably do it.
Fun.
What about when you go home? Because after going on stage and having that crazy week of traveling the world, like, what's the first thing that you do when you get in or you get time off, when you have like downtime?
Just do nothing.
Go to bed.
Like, sit there. Even if you don't go to sleep, you just anything that's nothing. Like watching TV, just sitting on the couch looking at the TV with it off. No shoes on, maybe something warm because it's always cold in every hotel room or whatever, but just to get comfortable and relax and have no schedule. It's kind of great.
What about when you're on the road? Because I always see like great pictures of you with your friends and stuff, and I like that you get to take your friends. Because I always bully my friends and bring them to work. I'm like, it's fun. And then when they get there, everyone's like, shh, you're on the radio. Hate you. But I imagine it's more fun going on tour with you than coming to my show.
I mean, it's really fun. We have a great time on tour. We do, but at the same time, you know, it's exhausting, and it's exhausting for everyone. And if people are coming into it who aren't really used to a schedule like that, it could be a little overwhelming for them, and they're not really used to schedules like that. So it's really fun to see them break down.
It's only day 2.
So funny.
Is there any of your friends that you've brought on tour that have just been rubbish? Like, you're rubbish on tour. You'd have to name them. You'd have to name and shame them on the radio.
Yeah. Some.
Yeah. I think I'd like it. I think I'd like it more to be your friend on tour than to be you on tour. Because you've got to do rehearsing.
That is true.
You've got to go on stage. You've got to do press. Fun. I think it'd be wicked just having some Coronas on a jet ski.
Yeah.
I mean, like, go and do your interview. And then when you've got your friends on tour, what are they like? Are they like, this is insane that you've just done that? Or are they all like trying to be cool around you? Do they keep you grounded, or do they love it when you're getting to do crazy things like the VMAs? Or
I mean, both.
Yeah.
They definitely keep me grounded, but in the process, a lot of that is them getting excited about things that you could take for granted. Like, they still remind you, like, that's still a big deal that you just did that. And they still insult the hell out of me when I get backstage. So I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. What, like, your tour essentials then? What would you have on? What do you have to have? What's like your ultimate demands?
Underwear. Perfume. Sneakers.
Can you demand that on a rider? That's quite good.
No, not on a rider.
No, just that you take.
Rider?
Yeah.
Oh, no, none of that was on the rider.
No, I'd have that on my rider.
The rider is like olives, Cheetos, water.
I like that you're into a mini cheddar.
Beer. And that was like a surprise. They
That's
put
good.
that in there as a little bonus today, which was fine.
You into it?
Yeah. I really like it. Look at my pocket.
I did notice when you sat down, your pockets only had mini cheddars.
Look, I stacked up. I was like, wait, I've never had these. I'm taking these back to America with me right now.
My friend who's here at the moment, it's all she's doing is eating. If I'm on the phone, I'm like, are you eating mini cheddars? She's like, no. That just discovered them. Not at all, not at all.
Hey guys, it's Rihanna, and you're listening to Fresh Out the Runway on BBC Radio 1.
So we just heard her talking about knickers, mini cheddars, going on jet skis. Now it's time to have a little bit more chat from Rihanna. This is what happened when we spoke to her on Sunday.
Radio 1 Breakfast Show with Nick Grimshaw.
We should probably talk about the fact that when we talked about this interview on the radio, this was like the only interview that you're doing in this country. She always coughs when she's excited.
Sorry. It sucks.
Got some water?
Sorry.
Yeah, so this is the only interview that you're going to do in this country.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah,
Yep.
so this is kind of a big deal.
Yep.
I like that you snubbed Dermot on the X Factor. See you later, Dermot. He's a nobody. This is the big guy right here.
You are funny.
This is the big guy.
No, I was soaked in, it was a little unpredictable.
Yeah, a bit soggy. Yeah, you're a little bit like, you can't really
with
move.
the eyelash hanging off or hair dye running down my face.
Yeah, so you can't really move to him.
It was
He can't
fine,
move to you.
Yeah, I got to talk to you now.
Yeah, you've got to do it.
So
when we were talking about this on the radio last
Right.
week, I was saying like, we're going to go and interview Rihanna, and people were texting saying, well, she's only done like you and Oprah. So we were going to start a campaign going to get me to be the British Oprah. Do you think Oprah and I are quite similar?
In every of the matter. Yes.
We're very similar. We're very, very similar, actually. So let's talk about your new album, because you don't mess around when you're recording an album. You just you get it out. It's done, which I really like. I was with my friend today, and she was like, "What's this? Like her 4th album?" I was like, "7th." This is her 7th album.
To even think.
Yeah.
When I get started, it's pretty much just all about the project. I hate being pulled out to do other things, because you just have to get resettled again. And creatively, I like to be in a space where I'm really connected with my thoughts, and it's clear, and I know what I want to say and what energy, what demeanor I want to bring or apply. And I can't really do that running all over the place, because it'll just sound one-dimensional.
Yeah. And it sounds all bitty, doesn't it? Like when you listen to an album and you can hear.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do, like when it's album time, when you're like, right, we're going to do a new album? What's like the initial thought to that? Do you think I want to make it sound like this, or do you just go into the studio and see what happens?
Yeah, I already know most of the time. I already know the sound, if not the direction of the sound, and I just think of who is best capable or more fit to make these sounds that I want. And then I start putting people together and saying, well, he has great bass, but he has better chords and better melodies, and I put writers in and I sit with them and we write together, and then in the end it's just like non-stop, like recording everywhere we go. This time I didn't really leave my house in the last 2 weeks. Like, we went to the studio a lot, but then in the last 2 weeks I just brought the studio to my house and stayed there and locked myself in there for 2 weeks until it was done, until the last minute. Like, till I used all the time that I had. I guess it's kind of terrifying though, because it must feel like handing in homework. Like, you know that you've only got time to do it because you've got to go on tour and you've got to go and promote it, so you've got to have it done. It must be quite weird, like the final day we're like, okay, that's it, my gift to the world, it's gone, it's out there. It's almost like it just gets started when you give them the album. The process of making it is done, but now you get to enjoy it. Like, now you get to enjoy it with everybody else. It's not so much about the pressure of making it. It's done, and I feel great about it, so there's not that worry. It's now, okay, if you like it now, that's great, let's love it together. But when I was making it, it was hard, man. I'm not gonna lie, I had so much pressure on myself. I put that pressure there myself, and I got really freaked out when we pulled the trigger with our single, and I was like, this album needs to be just as great, and I don't feel like I have enough time, and I wasn't gonna put it out if it wasn't great or perfect. So I was getting really worried, because we would have had a song floating out there without an album.
That's scary.
I
think it's wicked though. I really do. Honestly, it's all I've listened to last week.
Thank you so much.
I think it's so good. I've been listening to Fresh Out the Runway, which I was spelling with an F. Stupid me. PH.
You are so
I like that. I like Pour It Up.
Thank you.
Stay.
I love Pour It Up. Stay. Yes.
Stay makes me cry.
Oh no.
No, not only once. Yeah. I was quite hungover. it was quite early in the morning
And
that came on.
emotional.
Yeah, but Fresh Out the Runway is kind of what I have on in the morning on the way in, because I think it's kind of like
Oh yeah, that's
big in it, and Jump
definitely
as well. I
It's
love.
gangster.
Yeah, well that's me,
You
innit?
feel gangster?
That's me. I'm gangster all over.
Like, when you get out the car
Yeah.
and walk into Radio 1, you
Yeah,
just get
in a heel.
gangster.
What are your favourites on the record? Do you have one favourite?
One? No. I can never.
I guess they're all your favourites, so they wouldn't be up there, would they?
I mean, I have some that I love more than maybe one. But
Can you ever listen to your own record?
yeah.
Yeah? Because that was my big
I make it
wonder.
that-
So I was like, what does Rihanna and Beyonce listen to when they go out? What happens? I actually feel sad.
Well, I make
Like, what
the album
happens?
that I want to hear.
Yeah.
I don't make an album that anybody else wants to hear. I make an album that I would listen to. I
Yeah.
think I have good taste, and I trust my taste in music. So I just make an album that I want to listen to from top to bottom, and that way, if people don't like it, at least I felt great about it.
Yeah, at least you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't put one out that you hate.
And
that
you can
everyone
never
loves.
please anybody else. So
No.
as long as you're happy with your art, then some people will love it and some people won't.
Well, it's number one, so everyone likes it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Well, thank you, Rihanna. Good to see you.
No, thank you so much. Good seeing you.